a continuation of the week 4 planting series. This is for zone 7. If you are in zone 7, I am estimating a last frost date of April 11th. And basically that's shooting a little bit later because you never know what to expect with our weather. So I usually use, as a rule of thumb, Mother's Day in my zone. And they are telling me that my last frost date is April 28th. But I always shoot for Mother's Day. So the zones are roughly 2 weeks apart in frost dates. So I'm in zone 5. And if I'm using Mother's Day as my last frost date, then 2 weeks prior to that would be zone 6. And then 2 weeks prior to that would be zone 7. So zone 7, I'm going off of 4/11 as a last frost date. But if you have already started these things, then that's fine too. If you haven't, then it's not too late. All right, so zone 7, what we can plant indoors. You actually don't need to plant anything indoors. You should have already started most of your seedlings indoors, and if you haven't, then now is the time you can direct sow these things outside. Okay, so you can direct sow or transplant. If you've already got these things growing, you can harden them off and transplant them outside now. So let's get started with the list. We've got arugula, asparagus crowns, beets, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, carrots, chives, collards, dill, endive, horseradish, kale, kohlrabi, leeks, lettuce, mash, mizuna, mustard, onion, parsley, peas, potatoes, radish, rutabaga, sorrel, spinach, Swiss chard, and turnip. Okay, those are everything you can plant outside now. So if you have those things growing, you can harden them off, or if they're already outside under a single layer of protection, then you can remove that layer of protection and these things should do just fine. Under a single layer of protection, you still need to have a little bit of protection for these things or sow them out under a single layer of protection. That's going to be sage, salsify, summer squash, winter squash, and thyme. Those things will need a single layer of protection still. And there's nothing that will be outside under a double layer. You guys should be fine as of now. You shouldn't have any issues with anything needing a double layer of protection. So I hope you guys are happy that it is spring. It is finally spring, although we are still getting some cool nights. So be aware of your weather and of your climate, and just pay attention to those things when you have tender seedlings outside. All right, I will include in the link, in the description, a link for the planting tool, the planting schedule tool. And you can click on that link, and what that'll do is that'll open up a spreadsheet. You want to click in the left-hand corner, File, and then copy the file. Okay, that way you'll have your own copy and you can put in your own frost dates. Now you don't want to request access to the document because that's not what that's not going to get you your copy. Okay, you want to get a copy of the file, that way you have a copy and you can edit it as you need to. All right, so I will include that in the description, and I hope you guys are having a great start to the spring. I hope you are excited about planting as I am, and until next time, the more you know, the more you grow. Bye guys.